The dawn of civilization. Primitive. Dangerous. Exciting. The handwriting is on the wall. If the human race is ever going to amount to anything, it needs
the most civilized caveman I have ever seen.
Look who's come out of his cave.
Hey everyone, thank you for tuning in. This is James from Cave Dweller Music. I'm joined today by my co-host Brendan. And today we have a special guest from Norway. Ole from the band Nadir is with us. They are a black metal four-piece, and they're here to tell us a bit about Norwegian black metal. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you.
For anyone who doesn't know you or know your music, do you want to maybe just tell us a little bit about yourself, what you do in the band, and a little bit about the band?
Yeah, sure. Love to. So my name is Ole. I'm the guitarist and vocalist, and also the, the creator of the music in many ways of Nadir. Nadir is, or was supposed to be, like a traditional black metal band, but I guess it's like a amalgamation of a lot of different stuff. So, but the bass line is rooted in black metal.
Definitely, yeah, it shows through. And obviously, this is your first full-length album, right? You had, I believe, an EP before this, and then this one.
Yeah, that's right. We released an EP in 2020, so been working on this Extinction Rituals album now for 2 years.
Fantastic. And what's the reception been like? Have people sort of been picking up what you were trying to put down?
It's been really good, actually. We self-released this, and the amount of people we've reached and the feedback we've received is really, really great. So it's good to see that the metal community is alive and well, and that they like our music. So yeah, we're beyond stoked, actually.
That's awesome. Glad to hear that. And you were working with it was Viral Propaganda PR, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're excellent.
I used to work in a record label here in Norway called Fysisk Format, and we always used David there. So he's a really good guy.
Definitely, he actually put me on to you guys. He sent me a message on Twitter and he's like, "Hey, do you have any spots coming up? I have some bands that would love to talk." So, yeah, he's definitely great at his job.
Yeah.
Brendan, I know you had some really interesting questions about Norway. So I want you to ask those first, actually, and then we'll carry on talking about music.
Oh, yeah. So I always like to look into the food and stuff that's around there and whatnot. And then the sausages from, I'm gonna say it wrong, but from Saivorkensai, Ken.
I'm actually vegan as well, so the sausage is I'm not sure I'm the right guy to ask.
Right on. Well then, we'll probably scrap that one there then.
What are some are there any like Norwegian vegan or vegetarian dishes that people should try?
Norwegian Norwegian food is quite boring, I would say. It's not the most exciting cuisine in the world, but we have some really good potato dumplings. It's called kumle.
Nice.
Really one. If you ever come to Norway, you should try that.
Awesome.
That's nice. I love dumplings. Those are really good. You put all kinds of neat veggies and stuff in them too, you know?
Yeah, traditionally it's like sheep's meat in the middle of these dumplings.
Yeah.
And mutton. I mean, I always find it interesting how many different cultures have dumplings around the world, and how each one has a completely different variation of the shape, like the texture they're made of, and the fillings. It's like it's just such a common dish globally.
It's rooted deep into the humanity with the
dumplings. Definitely.
Dumplings and pyramids.
Yeah.
Dumplings and pyramids. And I went to this museum exhibit it's like a cultural museum in San Diego where I live, and they had the history of beer, and it was like looking at throughout history how every culture had their own version of it, basically brewed from completely different things. And it's just one of those things that sprung up everywhere and developed separately, but was basically the same. It was pretty fascinating.
Yeah, Yeah, in the Nordics we have mead, like this honey drink. It's
Yeah,
like famous from the Vikings. So it's like our early version of beer.
Yeah,
yeah.
it's really strong. I actually had some 2 nights ago for the first time in years, and I forgot how sweet it is.
It's
Yeah,
really
it's
sweet.
yeah. Oh, it's made with honey. I have a friend
Mm.
who makes it, and he makes with like different fruits and things like that. So then it gains like the characteristics from those, which is really neat. Takes him like 6 months or so.
Wow.
That was pretty cool.
So black metal wise, we're going to jump back and forth between music and other stuff. But black metal wise, who would you sort of say are some of your biggest influences as a band? Who inspired your sound?
Oh, that's a tough one. For me, it's like black metal reached its peak at like the late 90s, maybe early 2000s. So I'm a big fan of the sound from the East album from Enslaved, or the Talk albums. I think that kind of sound is really really nice, like the melodic and really powerful tunes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think a lot of people would agree with you on that.
Yeah, that's for me. It's definitely like the best era of black metal, and for me, it's also really nice to see that some of this music is coming back, like in the inspirations of newer music. So I don't know if you've heard the new Imperium Decadence. I can definitely hear like this kind of music in their newest album. So it's really cool.
No, I haven't heard that one yet. I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah, I always write down new stuff too.
So, I mean, in the scene where you are there any other bands kind of making this type in Norway right now? Like, are you aware of any other bands in the national scene that are kind of doing the same sort of sound as you guys, or are you kind of branching out from the norm at the moment?
Yeah, I would say there's a lot of band doing weird stuff.
Hmm.
Not exactly like us, but the Damesgod, they just released a new album. It's really fantastic, but not in the. It's not, I would say, maybe comparable to our style.
Yeah,
But there's a lot of bands in Norway doing a lot of cool and weird stuff.
Godheim's got
I
a
think.
fantastic, excellent
Oh
band.
yeah, the new album is so good. But I think for our part, like my influence is like more sludge and some metallic hardcore stuff. Try
Awesome.
to mix that into to my particular brand of black metal, and I don't know of anyone here in Norway with those kinds of inspirations that we have.
Right. Have you ever listened to a band called Lord Mantis?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Absolutely
Yeah,
love those guys. I think they're one of the best bands that fuse sludge and black metal. The way that they like marry the two is just awesome.
Yeah, that's really good.
yeah,
That last full length they did was that was my album of the year when that came out. I absolutely loved that release.
Oh yeah, they're really, really good.
Brendan's actually our sludge expert. He's
I
yeah.
know.
and hardcore, so you
Yeah,
guys would share some passions there.
no, they're definitely great, man.
Yeah,
They
that's
actually share. I think on one album they shared a member from Indian,
Yes.
which was
Yep.
an amazing sludge band. Those guys
Indian's
just
great.
yeah.
yeah,
Are
those
they
guys are
So
great.
are Indians still putting stuff out? I think they haven't done anything since like 2014 or something, right? Like that was the last.
didn't they
No,
just put something out? I'm not sure though, but I think it's
I
like
want to
pretty
say
recent.
they were doing some shows recently or have some coming up.
I'm just having a look now. It says online that the last thing they did was a live album in 2015. It looks like they haven't done anything in a
Hmm.
while.
Oh
I
really?
think the last thing they were on was a relapse sampler in 2020.
Hmm.
That's a shame. I love those dudes. But I think who is he in? One of them's I think the vocalist is in another band. Yeah, it was a vocalist that was in Lord Mantis. Not now, but he was.
Hmm.
And then the other vocalist, the guy whose vocals to the end was in Abigail Williams as well, which I did not realize. And Wolves in the Throne
No.
Room.
Ah, really?
Yeah, I had no idea. And
Hmm.
also Nachmistium. Wow, it's been a lot of big
Yeah,
So
black metal bands.
it's always
got to
like weird to see like all these guys in like bands you didn't even know of. Like,
Right. You had no idea that they remember.
yeah,
It's like that whole thing with which album is it? Painkiller from Judas Priest with the bass that it came out like the bass player wasn't actually who they said it was on the album credits. Like years and years
really?
and years yeah, years later. Who was it? I think it only came out like 2 or 3 years ago or something. One second. Everyone was shocked.
That's new information for me. That's pretty cool.
Ah, here it is. It was the keyboardist from Deep Purple.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he said he came out in 2020 and said that he recorded a bunch of the bass parts on the album, but they never credited him. So, yeah, Deep Purple did a member of Deep Purple did Judas Priest.
Well, that's cool.
So there was something I was going to ask you as well about. So, are you planning to continue to put out music independently, or are you looking at some point to work with a label?
We were looking around for a little bit, trying to get someone to release the album, but in the end, we decided it's not worth the wait. So we put it out ourselves. Of course, if somebody down the line wants to do like a physical release, that would be great. If not, we're trying to do that ourselves. We're already working on the follow-up album, so hopefully we'll get someone to do that. But we'll see. If not, this day and age, it's not a big problem to do a self-release. And as for our experience now, it's actually quite good. Just you skip the middleman and you can do everything yourself.
Right.
Of course, you have to take all of the cost yourself as well, but it's been for us the release of Extinction Ritual has been quite. It's quite a nice experience, actually.
It's great to hear. It's I mean, CDs these days are so easily doable. Like yourself, I know so many guys that independently release their own CDs, but it's when you start doing vinyl, it gets like kind of costly and risky. Because if you as the band do the vinyl, you take all of the risk of selling it to make back the money you spent pressing it.
Yeah.
But
yeah, we were discussing that actually in the band if we're going to do like cassettes and CDs because it's not really expensive and it's easy to do. But I guess like cassettes, a lot of people buy it because it's cheap, but it's like cool. But CDs, I don't know. Do people buy CDs anymore? I don't know.
Definitely, yeah. I have two friends. One of them runs a CD and CD record label, and the other guy just does independent stuff. And they both sell a ton of CDs. Every album they put out, people still buy. But they're really smart about the price point, so they make it affordable. I think if you make a CD too expensive, people are always going to pay for the vinyl. People aren't going to buy the CD because you want the price point pretty wide between the two, I think.
Yeah.
Right. You don't want to sell a CD for like $18 and then sell a vinyl for 25, and you're like, oh.
Right. Yeah. They're selling their CDs for like $9-10 type thing, which is like most people. It's like, oh well, if I buy the digital release on Bandcamp, that's like $6, or I can spend like $4 more and get a CD for 10. So I'll do that.
Yeah, and the digital usually, right?
Yeah, you get the digital copy when you buy the CD anyway on Bandcamp. So.
Yeah, that's one thing that's also like took me by surprise is like how great the Bandcamp community is for black metal in this in particular. It's really, really great. And we're super grateful for all the people that bought our album digitally. It's really cool to see.
It's fantastic. We always support Bandcamp. Like that's our go-to platform for our site. We always promote Bandcamp. It's definitely the most artist friendly of any of the communities.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. I mean, it's easy for us to use, on our side. So I know it looks good, and people that know about music and want to support artists, like them, pretty sure that's like their go-to as well. Otherwise, they're going to the band's personal web pages and whatnot, but a lot of it diverts it right back to Bandcamp.
Well, I find a lot of my stuff through Bandcamp because it has that search functionality where you can put in like just a genre, and then you can say search by this genre, and then you can actually choose locations and stuff and search by country. So that's what we do a lot of the time to find bands from countries that don't get covered as much, is like put in something like black metal and then go like like Peru, and then see what's coming out in the Peruvian scene and stuff like that. It's really cool that it lets you do that.
Yeah. Well, Bandcamp is great, and I think I might be wrong, but I think at least here in Norway, it might be a little bit overlooked by some bands. So definitely, people should start using Bandcamp a lot more.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's not just a Norwegian problem. It's the same in the US. There's quite a few bands that everything goes to Spotify. I think that you have to be on Spotify to make money type thing or to be noticed. But I I'm not a big fan of Spotify personally. There's better companies out there that's more artist friendly.
Yeah.
Tidal for one is Brendan and I are both like big fans of Tidal. Like all my listening is done between Bandcamp and Tidal, but they pay
YouTube
a lot more per stream than Spotify does, like considerably. I think to make $1, a band has to stream 70 times on Tidal or 380 on Bandcamp. I mean, on Spotify. So it's
and you also have the lossless streaming in Tidal.
exactly, you do. The master quality lossless streaming is fantastic.
right.
And then they have like some nice little features and stuff like each month, if you have like the premium membership, each month a portion of your subscription goes to your most listened artist, so they get like $5 out of your 15 in their account type thing if you listen to them more than anyone else that month, which is cool.
Which is pretty sweet.
Yeah. So I don't know about you, but like for me, streaming changed the way that I listen to music a lot of the time. It kind of like changed my approach to music. When I was before streaming, everything was physical, obviously. So like whenever I would buy a CD, I would listen to it like a couple of times as soon as I got it, type thing. So I'd get like really get it down. But now that I have streaming platforms, I'll get a new album, I'll listen to it, and then I'm like, that was really great, but I'll move on to the next thing and then come back to it later. Do you kind of find that you've changed the way you listen to music a bit since streaming happened?
Oh yeah, 100%. Like before streaming, I would listen to full albums. But now and then maybe I would listen to, like you said, like an artist for a little while and then change. But now I change through the different artists like all the time, and like the amount of different genres and artists and whatever, it's like it's varies quite a lot, and I would say actually that I listen to more music now than I did back then.
Me too. Definitely more.
And easy to discover as well.
Exactly. I think there's a trade-off where you discover more music and you explore more, but I feel like you don't get to know artists as deeply as you used to. Especially because like when you used to have a CD, you have the word book and you look through and see the band pictures and the lyrics and stuff like that, and you kind of like connect to the album a little more. I think it was you formed a deeper connection with physical media a little bit.
Oh yeah, I think
Definitely.
like back in the days, you would probably have like more mega fans of a band than you have now. Now it's like, yeah, I like those, and it's not like the love hate connection. Now it's more like or dislike, But for me, I have like a really obsessive personality when it comes to music. So if I find a band I like, I will listen to like one album for a month straight almost.
That's awesome.
And then I have to like try and listen to other things so I don't get too obsessed with those albums.
Right.
What are a couple of albums that you've become obsessed with in the past year or so? Like what's some stuff that's really stood out to you?
Lately it's been the Imperium Decadence album that I talked about.
Yeah.
And right now it's the Daimsgaard and the new Cattle Decapitation album. Also,
Yeah,
really
that one's good.
Yeah,
I thought it was the best thing they've done since Monolith.
Oh yeah, it's fantastic.
So really, really groovy underneath, but it's still super aggressive. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, and also a band called Hath, I think it's called.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I know them. Yes, they're great.
I want to say their album cover is like red or something right now. They just put out, right?
Yeah, red and yellow. It's got the skull on the front, like the elephant graveyard looking type thing, but it's a human skull with like a person sitting in the eye. It's All That Was Promised is the new album. Yeah, that's solid. Have you heard the new Frozen Soul that came out yesterday on Friday.
I've just heard the singles actually. I haven't heard the whole album yet.
It's really good. I listened to it yesterday morning for the first time in full. Like excellent bolt thrower worship.
Yeah. Yeah, I liked their previous stuff, so I'm quite excited to check it out. Sometimes it's nice to just have some like caveman death metal in your
Yeah.
face stuff.
They stepped it up this album with the riffs though. It's just absolutely stock full of super catchy riffs and some cool guest appearances. I have Matt Heafy on one of the tracks, which is kind of interesting. And then they threw in a bunch of interesting electronic stuff. Like a lot of the tracks have like a electronic intro that leads in before the middle portion starts, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, like synths and stuff.
Yeah, like synths and stuff like that. Yeah, it's kind of interesting.
Nice. I'm gonna check that out after this maybe.
Awesome. The other one that I listened to, I mean, it's a massive undertaking. Came out, I think on the 12th or 15th. Was I'm not sure I say it correctly. Isoctrilum. Have you heard of that one? It's that one's called Astral Constellations of the Magic Zodiac.
He's from France.
Yeah, he's from France. He released it's a 130-minute album.
Shit.
Yeah, across three discs, and it came out on iVoidhanger, and it's like avant-garde black metal, and it's just epic. It's like a concept album telling the story of this intergalactic war between these celestial beings. Yeah, check it out. It's a good time, but it's like I didn't listen to it in one go because I just didn't have 130 minutes spare. But you can kind of break it down into the 3 parts because it does have 3 chapters.
Okay, nice. That sounds interesting.
Album art is awesome as well. It's like this massive space bull in bright blue with like red light shining out of it and a naked woman. It's
Yeah.
What about you, Brendan? Anything stood out to you at the moment?
I've been putting down the new Casey Strain album EPs. They released 2 of them in a row, and I've been loving it. One's like 23 minutes long, and it's like all fillers, or no fillers. It's all just smash, smash, smash. And then the other one is had Ethan McCarthy from Primitive Man on a track. Had Dylan Walker from Full Hell on another one, and I can't remember the third one. But they're all a lot longer, like 12, 15-minute long tracks, and then so that it's crazy. They're both like, it's like the yin and yang albums, I guess, but they're just fucking really nice. I've been just kind of nonstop with those.
It's kind of
and Chained at the Bottom of the Ocean, that new album they put out, is really impressive.
Very good. He's actually coming on our podcast next month, so it'd be cool to talk to him about that.
Yeah.
There's one other one that's been incredible. I actually probably rank it as my album of the year. It came out of Russia on May 12th. Have you heard Thanatomas?
It's on my list to listen to.
So there's this Russian band that based their style on Sarcophago, their first album, Inri.
Yeah,
that's basically like Sarcophago's Inri mixed with this. They said they're also inspired by this German band called Catharsis with a K. But it's probably one of the rawest albums I've ever heard in my life. Like the production is like, I guess the best word is like bestial. It's like, yeah, they tone down the guitar and the vocals to sound like super cavernous. But the drums come through super clear and heavy, and they've got these like really rhythmic, kind of ritualistic drum patterns that just like smash through everything else. And then the vocals are just like ridiculous. Yeah, definitely. If you like black metal, 100% recommend it.
Nice. What did you call this band?
It's Thanatomas, so Thanomass, and the album's called Hades.
Nice.
And the album art is just awesome as well. Matches the album. It's they got released on, who put that one out? They were on a bunch of labels. It was on Nomad Snake Pit, Living Temple, and some label I hadn't heard of called LVX Morgenstern. But they don't have any socials or anything like that. It may be because of what's happening with Russia and the social media blocks and stuff. But yeah, that's no socials, just on Bandcamp and the streaming platforms.
Exciting.
Is there anything coming up for the band that you have planned, like any tours, like live shows, anything like that?
No, not right now. Actually, we're gonna do some shows in the fall, but our drummer he is working like a rigger for festivals and stuff, and he also do teching for bands like Emperor and stuff. So he works quite a lot during the summer. So the fall is the time for us to do some gigging.
Awesome. I mean, he must have some connections through all that work that he does with those bands for you guys to play with.
Yeah, so hopefully we get to use those.
Awesome.
Yeah, we are like kind of in a relaxed space right now because we're working on album number 2, and we're trying to be a little bit picky about the stuff that we do because we don't have like all the time in the world. So we want to do like quality stuff when we first do something.
That's the right way to do it. Definitely.
Yeah.
Quality over quantity.
Yeah. So yeah, we're lucky as well because I don't know if you know, but the album and also as well as the EP as well, we did everything like we recorded everything in our rehearsal space, so we can take our time and adjust everything the way we want it. And if we want, we can go back and fix stuff. It's like no big deal. So it makes it really easy to record for us. It's really comfortable.
That's awesome. I actually had no idea you did that. It sounds like a professional studio, so you did a great job recording.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, we spent a lot of time tweaking, getting everything right, and also we got our friend Ruben Willem to do the mixing and the mastering. So he did a really great job, and I think we talked with him about like involving him a little bit more in the process on the next album. So hopefully it will be even better, trying to sound a little bit bigger maybe for the next album.
Awesome. Are you going to kind of aim for the same sort of mix between black metal and like this little sludge influences? Are you going to change up the mix, or?
It's hard to say, because the Extinction Rituals album, we didn't really aim for any particular sounds. My thoughts was always like, okay, let's do a black metal album, and it just like gradually like slipped this way or that way, and it's like maybe it's like natural for me to do these kinds of genre bending stuff. I don't know, but we'll see how the next album turns out. I already written some of the songs, and there's some slower doom stuff in there, as well as some more like, I would say, early 2000 black metal, really melodic stuff. So it's gonna have at least gonna have an epic vibe over it.
Awesome, very exciting.
Hell yeah.
Brendan, did you have some questions you want to ask as well? I know you had some other stuff you wanted to talk about.
Who got you or influenced into guitar?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think it was my parents back in the day. They wanted me to play classical guitar, so that's the way I started when I was 10 years old. Started doing like the classical stuff, and then after a while, I got introduced to Iron Maiden. So then I needed to get a electric guitar, and then there's no way back.
Yeah.
So it's, nice. I think I first listened to Iron Maiden like has to be like sixth grade or something, and since then I've been a metalhead.
Nice. Yeah, no, it's definitely awesome guitar work you got going on. Who got you into the vocals? Is that just out of necessity, or were you doing that as well?
That's mainly out of necessity. I started out playing guitar in bands, but then a while ago we were starting. Me and my friends were starting a band called Jagged Vision, and we didn't have any vocalists. So then that job fell on me,
Yeah.
So we did that band for quite some years, and it was great fun to just be a vocalist. But in the end, I think I'm a little bit introverted. So being like the full on main guy at the band is it's quite demanding. So it's nice to
Yeah.
have a guitar to hide behind.
Gotcha. Yeah, yeah. And have you guys done any live shows around or?
Yeah, we done some shows with Nadir. Only in Norway so far, but yeah, a
Okay.
couple of weeks ago we did the Inferno festival here in Norway. So got to play with a lot of great bands.
Nice. What was what when did you play? Did you play at night or during the day or?
Oh yeah, we played early.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are just starting to play live. So like a new band.
Gotcha. No, that's cool. Was it a good experience for you guys playing?
Yeah, it's always great fun to play live. It's really interesting to try the songs that you've been working on in the rehearsal space and see where they go. Like we already see that we're gonna do some changes to some stuff, and it's always nice to test it out.
Nice. What's your favorite venue to play at? Like your local spot?
Uh, yeah, in Oslo, there's this bar called Kniven or the Knife, and they share a venue with another bar called Revolver. So the basement there is like a great club place to play like really intimate and crazy gigs.
Nice. And then what's your favorite song to play live that you guys do?
Yeah, that's a tough one. From the new album, I would say maybe Absolute. That's a that's a favorite of mine at least. I know it's not the favorite of the rest of the guys. I think they prefer maybe Extinction Rituals. And it's also really fun to play Trishul of the EP.
Yeah.
It's more like a straightforward heavy song.
Oh yeah. That kind of ties it up for me, James.
Awesome. I just have like two more questions for you then. Well, actually, we'll make it three. One, if you could play with any artist or musician or band, alive or dead, who would it be?
Ooh,
Sorry, it's a tough one.
that's a tough one. Yeah. And the artists, I don't know. It would be cool to play with Randy Rhoads.
Yeah, yeah, that man could
It's like
shred.
the first one that comes to mind, but that's really a tough one.
His death was like such an absolute like the odds of that happening was so low. It's just crazy that
Yeah,
happened.
insane.
Brendan, you know how he passed, right?
I'm trying to remember. The
The plane crashed into it was the tour bus, wasn't it? It hit the bus. Yeah. It was the bus. I think they were on tour. He was with Ozzy, and like a little small passenger plane, like two-person or something, crashed into the tour bus and killed him.
dang.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's like a
I'm
freak,
reading that now.
completely
In
freak accident.
Florida.
Yep.
Yeah, that's wild.
The other question I was going to ask is it's also going to put you on the spot. I'm sorry. Is if you could, okay, so if you were stranded on a desert island and you had a solar powered Discman, it's like the CD player, and you only had 3 CDs to listen to until you're rescued, what would they be?
Ooh, that's I should be smart and say the new Mac DeMarco with the 299 songs or whatever it is, but I don't know if I would enjoy that. Oh shit.
Yeah, it's definitely a
I would,
toughie.
yeah, I would. I never grow tired of the Seventh Son of a Seventh Son album.
The maiden one.
Yeah, and oh shit, this is an even tougher question than before.
Take your time. We understand as well that it's one of those things where depending on your mood, when you get asked the question, people give different answers, and what they've been listening to lately changes as well. So
Yeah. Oh, let me see. It would have to be, I think, uh, the Eternal Kingdom album of Cult of Luna.
okay,
That's a really good one for me. And maybe, what's it called? Blessed Black Wings, like the High on Fire album.
yes, yep,
I really
it's a
love
great
that
album.
one. Yeah. And hmm, yeah, and I'm gonna have to go with the Seventh Son of a Seventh Son.
Great, yeah, it's a good spread. You got some variety there.
Yeah, you gotta have
Yeah,
some.
I think yeah. I won't grow tired of those albums. I already listen to them quite a lot, and I know I will never go tired of them.
Yeah, and I mean, you definitely put some thought into it, and you chose those, so they're the right answers. We have some people that because I ask every single person that comes on the show this question, and some people like respond within like 3 seconds, like boom, here's three albums. It's like wow, like you really came to that conclusion fast. But so the last question I have is, if people want to listen to your music or follow you on social media, or buy anything from you, like from the band, what are the best places to do all of that?
Yeah, well, it's gonna be a Bandcamp. We that's the only place you can buy shirts from us, and it's also like the best way to support us buying the album digitally.
Mhm.
So yeah, big ups to Bandcamp for making it easy for artists to get supported by their fans.
Yeah.
Definitely. And socials, you're on Instagram definitely because I messaged you through there. You're on Facebook as well, or
Yeah.
okay.
Although Facebook is, I don't know what I think about Facebook. It's turning into like, I don't know, a place for grandparents, I would say.
Yeah,
Uh,
I just like I definitely prefer Instagram to Facebook, but I just wish you could have links in your posts
yeah,
that were clickable. That's like the one
yeah,
thing that makes it so much harder for music is that you can't like go to an album, you have to go to link in bio and stuff like that. It's like it's really
Right.
frustrating in that sense.
yeah. It's
It's not
always
as
the link in bio.
Yeah. The best of all the social media platforms for functionality, and I only discovered this year, is by far Tumblr. Um,
Really?
yeah, by far. You can lay out your posts with like embedded music players and YouTube videos, as well as links to articles. Like you can do multiple media embeds in your posts, which is awesome.
Hmm.
Um,
Huh.
and you can actually like hyperlink to other things in your post as well. So it's like basically like writing a like a Word doc, but with full on embeds. So like if you want to lay out like a post about an album, so like we post reviews, obviously, you do like a heading, title, subtitle, image, body of the text, the actual Bandcamp embed, if you want Spotify embed as well, the YouTube video, and then hashtags,
Hmm.
which is really cool.
I didn't think people used Tumblr.
Yeah, I know. That's the downside. It's like the audience base is so much smaller than the other platforms, but it has such good functionality.
Hmm.
It'd be really cool to see Facebook add features like that because I think a lot more people would use it if you could do cool stuff like that.
Yeah,
Make it easy.
I was using Facebook the other day, and I started thinking like at one point, maybe even now, it's has to be like more dead people than alive because always yeah, I have like when you're browsing Facebook and suddenly it was like, oh shit, this guy, I know him, but he's dead now.
Oh, wow. Yeah. No, I have a few people I know that have passed that are still on Facebook. I know what you mean. The accounts don't get taken down. Some people keep them active, like family members will post on like the anniversary of their death or like on their birthday or something, but most of them are just idle accounts sitting there. I
Yeah,
imagine
Yeah.
they should clean those up or something, do like a cleanse of inactive accounts.
it's gonna be a graveyard.
Yeah. But it's weird because Facebook gives the feeling that it's dying, but they're grow because I work in social media marketing. It's my 9 to 5 job. Um, their growth is still increasing. They're actually like still growing faster than a lot of other platforms. I just don't know where it's coming from because it doesn't feel that way when you're on Facebook.
Yeah,
It may be from other parts of the world, like different circles that that
Mm.
we don't see.
Sipping through the ads.
Right. Well, Facebook kind of like geo segregates people, or language segregates people. Like you know, you don't see like Japanese posts, or like you don't see like Spanish language posts unless you follow a bunch of Spanish pages or something like that. So you don't really see whole worlds on Facebook that are kind of kept separate.
Hmm. Yeah. Now we'll see. We'll all migrate back to MySpace.
Hang out with Tom.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no algorithm to feed.
I
No
do.
sacrifice to.
Well, I really liked early Facebook. Like when it first started out, the algorithm, like there wasn't this toxic algorithm. It was like you just saw your friend's posts. Like if your friend posted something, you would see it. Like now it's like troll through 15 ads, unless you followed that friend recently or commented on something, you won't see his post at all, type thing.
Yeah. It's quite weird. I don't know. You guys mentioned Twitter as well.
Yep.
I don't know how much you use it, but for me, also like the algorithms there's been seems like it's been altered.
Yep.
For me, it's all of a sudden it's like all these kinds of violence videos and murders and stuff. Super weird.
I think it's because when Elon Musk bought the company, he fired a lot of the moderators and censor stuff. So a lot of stuff that wasn't coming through is now coming through. They're not being blocked. It definitely has changed. You're right.
Yeah,
it feels very different. It's also like it's a lot less active than it was before.
Yeah, I stopped using it. It got too dark.
Huh. I haven't had that experience. That is strange that you were getting all of that stuff in your algorithm. That's really weird.
I guess it depends. I don't know. I mean, usually it's like kind of if you like this page and follow these people, it does all like things with like things kind of.
No,
at least I found. I'm very new to Twitter, so I don't know.
Well, the algorithms on the socials is like it's really scary. It takes what you search for on Google, and that's how it advertises to you. Like it tracks your online presence and your online activity outside of the platform, which is kind of creepy in my opinion.
Yeah, it's definitely kind of creepy.
Well, I mean, like you'll look up something on Amazon. Say you're looking at like I don't know protein supplements or something on Amazon. 2 days later, you'll go on Facebook and it'll come up with ads for that brand of protein supplement.
Right. Don't forget.
Yeah, don't forget you want this. Like it's
sacrifice.
It's a little dystopian. But anyway, we just wanted to say thank you so much for coming on the show. Really appreciate you taking the time. Is there anything else you just want to mention or talk about quickly before we wrap up, or you think you covered everything?
I think so. Yeah. Thank you for having me. I had a blast.
Yeah, great. Thank you so much. And we're looking forward to the next album. Definitely gonna check that one out.
Yeah.
Cool.
To everyone listening at home, thank you so much for tuning in, and come back next time for another guest.